Welcome to another round of Drawing Board or Miro Board. Today we discuss technical diagramming with systems architect Maya. Let's go. First question. You've spent 10 hours slogging over a sequence diagram that should have taken 5. Drawing board or Miro board?
Drawing board. And if I'm being honest, Miro would probably cut that time down by half. You know, with its AI tools and ready-to-go templates.
Next, your diagrams become so bulky, it's more complex than the solar system. But all it takes is a few clicks and...
It's Miro. I've used those technical shape packs way too many times, and stuff is just digestible on its infinite online canvas.
Now, the final question. Everyone's brought in, but you have to make all these tasks all the way over in Jira. But wait, it's done. Is it...
Miro, easy with its two-way Jira sync. Easy to plot dependencies. Everyone always knows what's up.
And she's done it.
Join over 60 million people creating technical diagrams without workflow glitches. Get your first 3 boards for free at Miro.com. That's Miro.com.
I'm your host, Annie Bowles, and this is News du Jour. Welcome to News du Jour. You may be wondering, why am I, Annie Bowles, here hosting this podcast? I usually start by telling people I'm a political baby. You see, my parents met working on Capitol Hill. By the time I was 2, I had been in my first political commercial and even got lost crawling around the West Wing. Don't worry, Al Gore found me. My family then moved abroad when I was 9, and I attended an international school in Brussels with kids from all over the world. And it is this type of global perspective that I also bring to our show. I graduated from American University in DC after studying political science and art history, as well as interning on both sides of Capitol Hill. I even interned down the hall from where my parents met. I'm now pursuing a professional certificate in journalism at NYU in conjunction with Rolling Stone magazine. I guess I was always that friend in the group who cared deeply about not just what was going on politically, but also globally. I often kept my own friends informed through high school and into young adulthood, so I guess I've always done a version of this show. I'm genuinely passionate about following the news, and I'm here to break it down for you guys every weekday. We always strive to be a calmer space to get your news. Or, as one listener put it, like getting your news from a well-informed bestie. I'm so glad you're here. Hey guys, I am so happy to be back in the saddle after so long being away from this show. It really is such a big part of my life, and I've been doing this show for the past about 4 years. I don't know how long you guys have been listening because our show has grown so much during that time, and I'm not even sure you guys are aware of how long I've been doing this, but 4 years, and I'm not going anywhere, but I do have a big change to announce when it comes to this show because I have a big life change that I'm making. In case you haven't seen on social media, I'm going to be going to law school this fall, aka starting next month. I'm super nervous. I'm super excited. This was a long time coming, obviously. If you've followed me for a very long time, like since I was blogging and things like that, I took the LSATs 5 years ago and I applied just under the wire of my LSAT expiring. I'm really happy that the cat is finally out of the bag because it's been really hard keeping this secret and kind of chewing on it on my own. Long story short, we are going to be switching to a weekly show where I will recap the news for you guys weekly. I'm debating whether I want to do that on a Monday, a Tuesday, well, really any day of the week. I'm open to anything, but I was thinking initially that Monday or Friday would be great. But then, working on a Sunday, that's always been difficult. And so I'm thinking potentially Tuesday or Wednesday. If you guys have a strong opinion, please let me know. Go ahead and shoot me an email. My email address is linked in the show notes. You guys have all my social media linked in the show notes. Reach out to me any which way. I'm definitely going to be putting polls on social media just to see what you guys think about which day of the week would be best for the show. And it is my plan, as of right now, assuming I can handle it, to do a weekly show for you guys and produce that while I'm going to law school for the next 3 to 4 years. It is going to be a lot of work, but it's something I'm really committed to because I've put so much into the show, whether it's financially speaking or just time and energy. And I've built this great platform that lends itself really well to the work that I'm doing. And so I don't want to let go of this platform or lose it. So I'm going to be switching to a weekly show. Kind of ironic given that the name literally means daily news, but I will be summarizing the news of the day in a less literal sense for you guys. And I'm really excited to switch to a weekly show, but I also wanted to give you guys more of my reasoning behind going to law school. So I'm just going to go ahead and read the caption that I created for social media because it really says it all. Here we go. I have thought about going to law school since, well, as soon as my dad talked about it during my childhood. I worked at a law firm as my first job out of college. I took the LSAT 5 years ago, but unfortunately, I continued to listen to the wrong voices. People trying to tell me I couldn't handle it or that I wasn't meant to be an attorney. But alarmed by all the horrifying stats here in Oklahoma, I stayed here to try and help make it a better place. I built this platform to do exactly that. But I keep coming up against the same two things, policy and the judicial system. I only applied to one law school because as a busy mom with chronic illness, I needed to make this as simple as possible on myself. OCU is walking distance from my home, and I plan to take my degree and walk down the street to the Capitol and to the courthouse and use it. I'll be tackling 1L and the terrible twos in the same year, but I genuinely believe that God led me here, meant for me to go to law school at this exact time of my life. With eyes on the prize of improving lives of underrepresented and underprotected Oklahomans. My work has just begun. And that's genuinely how I feel. I feel like my work, with Appleseed was so impactful on me, but I've also had other experiences in the legal space that were really impactful on me. I interned with Tulsa Lawyers for Children, is a group obviously based out of Tulsa, that I interned for in college, and it really stuck with me ever since. So I'm definitely planning to practice law in the social justice, maybe nonprofit space, maybe helping to shape policy, but I know what I'm going for. It's very niche, and it's to help people is the summation of it. But at the end of the day, like I was saying, this show is such an incredible platform, and I don't want to lose it. I don't want to abandon this show and what we've built here. So much blood, sweat, and tears went into building this, and I love the show. And actually, I feel like it fits very cohesively with what I'm about to tackle. I'm going to learn so much more about the law, and so I'm going to be able to better break down stories for you guys. In fact, I was literally just writing an episode for you guys for tomorrow that has a breakdown of all the Supreme Court cases. So literally, we've just seen this rapid fire of these Supreme Court decisions. So that's why it's in the news. But once I go to law school, I'll be able to break these down a lot better for you guys and share what I'm learning along the way. I'm so excited to take everyone along with me for this journey and, update you guys on social media. There's just going to be a lot of life changes surrounding this. For example, you guys probably know if you follow me on social media that my son is with me a lot of the day, and that's something that's going to be changing. He's going to be in a full-time daycare, but I'm going to be on site with him with my own office space on site with the daycare. So it is going to be a lot of big changes, but very exciting ones. And I'm so pumped to take this on. Again, I'm starting really beginning of August. Like our orientation is on the 9th. So it is right around the corner. I'm already school supply shopping, all the things, and just prepping to start school. In case you don't know what OCU is, if you're out of state or just not in Oklahoma City, it's Oklahoma City University. And it is very close to both my home, but also the Capitol and the courthouse, as you heard. So I'm going to be right in the middle of all things law and order, if you will, for the state of Oklahoma. And I'm super pumped to continue working with Appleseed, continue learning about myself as I go through this process. And it really was, my work with Appleseed and Colleen specifically, but also Leslie, who's an incredible attorney she mans the legal side of things at Appleseed. And both of them really motivated me to go to law school. Namely because Colleen went to law school when she had a toddler, as well as she was pregnant with her second child and, somewhere in there had that second child. So she made me feel like it was even possible to go to law school as a mom with young children. So I'm just so grateful for their guidance and their belief in me, because I swear I've had so many more people tell me I shouldn't be a lawyer than encourage me to do it. And so it really was refreshing to have these attorneys who I was actually working with who said, you would be so good at this and you can handle this and you should. And that encouragement just meant the world to me, and I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for them. So anyway, I'm super emotional even talking about this, because it just feels like a very, very full circle life moment for me, for so many reasons. And in a lot of ways, I do regret not going sooner, because I feel like this has always been where I was supposed to be and what I was supposed to do. But at the same time, I know that if I had gone sooner, I wouldn't have gone for the right reasons per se, or wouldn't have had my why. I am very laser focused going into law school about just graduating, not needing to be first in my class. I just need to be an attorney at the end of it, and to be able to help people on the flip side with what I've learned. So I think if I had gone straight out of college, I definitely would have gotten caught up in the rat race of internships and elbowing people for books in the library and, things of that nature. I just, now being a mom, I'm not going to have time or energy for any sort of games, and I'm going to go in to do what I know I want to do. So I feel like it is all meant to be. Everything did lead me to this point, and I'm just, again, really grateful to everybody who's encouraged me, all my friends and family who have said, you got to do this, and just really supported me in this. It means the world to me, and thank you guys for listening. Again, I will be doing an episode tomorrow that will be attempting to catch you guys up a little bit. This is something I'm going to have to chip away at, because I literally had over 300 emails worth of news waiting in my inbox. And, we'll go over the debate. We'll go over the Supreme Court decisions. There's a lot to talk about, international news, but all this to say, I love you guys. Thank you for your patience and understanding. And we are back in action, but with a brand new format. And for today, that is the news du jour. Even though this is more of a life update episode versus a news episode, I thought I'd go ahead and leave you guys with a quote of the day anyway, as we are back in action. Today, I wanted to leave you guys with the quote: "Life should be a journey to the grave, not with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty, well-preserved body, but rather to skin in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, 'What a ride.'" If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you use to listen. A rate and review on that platform or a shout out on social media would mean the world to us and help us to be able to keep creating the news du jour and reach more people who need a calmer space to consume the news. But the best way to support all of our work is to become a patron at www.patreon.com/sugarfree media, and that is also linked in our show notes. You can follow us on social media at newsdujour.podcast on both Instagram and TikTok. You can follow my personal account at It's Annie Bowles on both platforms as well. Any little noises you may hear in the background are my rescue pup. He has a little separation anxiety and always records with me. We appreciate you listening and look forward to telling you about the news again next time on News du Jour. Okay, you can sing it. You want to sing Life is a Highway?
Yes.
You go ahead and sing. That's another one. But we're not using that one. You sing in that one. Life is a... If you're going... You sang it so good.
Broadcasting from
Welcome to another round of Boardroom or Miro Board. Today we talk retrospectives with Agile coach Maria. Let's go. First question. You've spent 2 hours in a team retro, but the only input you've heard is Dave's. Boardroom or Miro Board?
Boardroom. In Miro, Dave can't hog the space because everyone can add thoughts anonymously, online, at the same time.
Correct. Next. You need the team to act on feedback fast, so you turn all those retro notes into Jira tasks instantly.
Miro all the way. And I can assign those tasks to teammates.
You're nailing this. Now, you see hundreds of sticky notes from the retro. A real mess. But you organize them into 5 themes in just seconds.
Miro, I basically get back an entire hour when I use its AI tools for clustering.
And she's done it.
Join over 60 million people running actually enjoyable and actionable retros in Miro. Get your first 3 boards free at Miro.com. That's Miro.com.